came across a woman.
I've played a little over 50 hours of Cronos: The New Dawn, and here are my thoughts. My expectations of this game were high when I seen the initial gameplay trailers, but over time, just before release, it's kind of a mid kind of expectation of how good it would be. Cronos: The New Dawn is set in a post-apocalyptic future. You play as the Traveller, who works for some mystical organisation, which job is to go back in time, collect people from the 1980s with really bad dress sense, and bring them back and somehow rectify the problem and change the future. Being in a post-apocalyptic world, being sci-fi, that's kind of what drew me into the game and the setting. The story itself is a little bit by the numbers. You can kind of see where it's going, but that's not to say it's terrible. The gameplay is just basically Dead Space. If you've ever played Dead Space, and I mean the original Dead Space, not the kind of updated remake, but if you played Dead Space and you love that style of game, that survival horror, this will suit you down to the ground. It really will. The mechanics from stomping, hitting, shooting, upgrading your weapons and everything like that, it is very much Dead Space in a different environment. I mean, even the suit itself, it kind of gives you that feeling of Dead Space. It is a kind of an homage to Dead Space. However, for me, this is kind of where it let itself down, because to be honest with you, I feel that Dead Space had a time and a place. The remake was kind of changed a little bit, made a bit more open worldy, or added some bits to it to kind of make it kind of fresh. This feels like it's kind of still stuck in the old Dead Space. There's moments where you'll move objects to reveal another area, almost as if it's a loading screen or something trying to stop you go back. Also, you'll make a jump down into a certain area, or you'll see a lot of health and a lot of whatever, and you think, okay, a boss fight's coming up. So the beats are very, very similar. The original Dead Space had technical limitations, so you would get boxes in the way that you couldn't smash. And it's exactly the same in here. You'll have boxes that you can break up and move on, or get items from, or there's a similar box you can't break because it doesn't want you to go that way, or a slight snowdrift that you can't pass because it doesn't let you. All those little bits are there, which were in the past technical limitations, but appear to be in this game as almost like an homage to that style of game in the past. Cronos: The New Dawn is an Ebenezer Scrooge of a game. It really doesn't want to give you anything. It wants to take from you all the time. It is, in the true sense, a survival horror game. It will not want to give you much ammo and much way of upgrading your weapons. There is only one difficulty level. So basically what you find is, like Ebenezer Scrooge, all the way through, it's stingy. You get to the end and it gives you a big prize turkey. Turkey metaphor, not great. But it gives you a big prize at the end, which is you can New Game Plus with all the equipment you've already got and ammo and everything, and restart the game. At this point, the difficulty level becomes easy because you've already got loads of upgrades. However, you can do New Game Plus at a harder difficulty level if you wish. It sounds like I'm being really negative about this game, and I don't mean to be. It's not a bad game. I enjoyed my time with it, but it's a bit of a throwback. If you love these type of old-fashioned survival horror games, then I honestly believe that you will absolutely love this. Graphically, the game looks good. It does look stunning at times. It is a bit grey, it is a bit dull, but you've got to remember that this is a post-apocalyptic world, and the styling and the way it's presented is absolutely brilliant. It gives you that real good sense of everything's just gone to hell. Again, leaning into the Christmas Carol comparison, you have a lot of flashbacks or ghostly figures knocking about. The graphics will change and you'll get some distortion on the screen, which is pretty cool. The sound effects and music in this game are second to none. It's absolutely brilliant. The soundtrack, at times, it could have been ripped straight out of a John Carpenter film. It is so good and it's really great. And, just listen to some of it. Friggin' awesome. The game has a good selection of bosses. It's a lot of those old-fashioned Resident Evil style puzzles. You gain various different items through the game as you progress to open and unlock areas. For example, there's one where you fire bolts on the floor which carries electricity to certain doors that you can open. Time manipulation device to kind of pull paths together, move rocks, etc. And the homage to Dead Space with the old anti-grav boots jumping to various different areas. Oh, and there's also cats, if you like cats. I played this on PlayStation 5 Pro. Performance, to be honest, seemed great. The only real hiccup was every time it saves, there seems to be a bit of a stutter or a glitch where it freezes slightly. At one point, I managed to get out of the game world, which was highly amusing. As I said previously, the punching and stomping mechanics are straight out of Dead Space, but they have no weight. They're no good to you. You can't kill enemies with it, so once you run out of ammo, you're pretty much dead. However, in one of the cutscenes, the traveller pulls apart a door and kind of like bends all the metal with the hand as they pull it apart, which kind of like, hold on a minute, I can't punch something in the face and do anything and my armour's pretty shit. How can I just rip doors apart? And you also think to yourself, hold on, can't I just punch through doors and rip them apart before? Cronos The New Dawn is highly recommended for people that love the original Dead Space with those kind of mechanics and a linear story path to the end. There's a steep learning curve and it's quite difficult if you like that kind of a thing. Also atmospheric and loads of jump scares. Like I said before, this is a review. I'm not here to recommend this game to you or turn you off it. I'm here to just give you my thoughts on it. I enjoyed the game and like I said, I completed it, New Game Plus, going back through it with all my kit and upgrading, so I'll be a fully upgraded traveller. However, I've had to put it down. There's just so many games coming out. The release window around this game is just overwhelming. And here lies the problem. I've had to put it down to play other games. And the problem is the release window. There's so many games out at the moment and around when this game came out. It's just going to get lost in the weight of all the bigger titles that are around it. And it's a shame. It is classed as a AA game. It is sub $70, £60. I think I paid £55 for it, $60 or whatever. It's just come at the wrong time, and it's a shame really, because I think if this had came in a gap where there wasn't a lot of titles coming out, I think it would have done a lot better. Not to say that it'd make it a better game for you or me or anyone else, but I just don't think, unfortunately, it'll have the legs, which is a shame. So that's all I've really got to say about the game. If you got this far, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the game and why. All that's left for me to do is say bye. Bye. Subjects are calling.